Hello everyone, this is Shamini, Assistant Professor working with SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. I am currently pursuing my PhD at Anna University. First of all, I would like to thank IMCCRT for selecting my paper for this conference, international conference. And my title of the paper is The Impact of Fintech on Customer Satisfaction and Its Intention to Use. So as we all know that the evolution of financial technology is the most essential for any financial institution to acquire new customers and to retain them. So however, the customers' awareness level and their intention to use or adapt to any new technology is always questionable, since it leads to customer satisfaction and loyalty to stay with the same brand. So considering the need, my study is intended to understand the customer's perception and the satisfaction level with respect to the fintech, especially the usage of fintech. And my study is extended to assess the outcome of the customer satisfaction with respect to intention to use the fintech for their future need. Scientific way of the sample selection was adapted, and I have collected 400 responses from the Coimbatore district using structured questionnaire method. And I have used the structural equation model to validate the variables. Let us go inside the paper. So the growth of the information technology in the financial service industry is remarkable and unavoidable in this digital era. So most of the banks have implemented digitalized application form for opening an account, administering all customer details and their transactions, and the synergy between the finance and with technology coined as fintech. And the term was like the Lee and Choi in the year 2018 used to describe the back-end process of financial institutions. Now at present, it spreads across many industries or areas such as the retail banking, education, fundraising sector, mutual funds, investment management, and many more. Fintech, it helps the organizations, entrepreneurs, and consumers to manage their financial transactions and the process. As we all know, the fintech market in India was valued at nearly 2.3 trillion rupees during 2020, and it is expected to grow with an annual growth rate of 24.56%. And the development of the financial technology is inevitable, and all must experience the advancement in the technologies with respect to the financial product and services. And considering I have reviewed so many articles, and I have confined to the objectives like to understand and assess the significant impact of the perceived quality in using the fintech on the customer satisfaction, and also my second objective was to evaluate the outcome of the customer satisfaction with respect to using the fintech. Next, considering the theoretical background, the convenience and the perceived usefulness representing the perceived quality are used to assess the customer's attitude as it was prescribed by Ryu in the year 2018, and the study revealed the strongest positive effect of the user's convenience towards using fintech. Next factor like the assurance, customer support, perceived value, and the ease of use are used to measure the loyalty intention of the customers towards using the fintech. And this was portrayed by Barbu et al. In the year 2021 and Zhang and Kim in the year 2020. And the results of the study revealed that the assurance, customer support, and perceived value are having the high significant positive impact on the customer's experience towards using the fintech. And the variables under the usefulness helps to change the attitude of the customers towards using the fintech. And it was given by Mustafa et al. In the year 2021. Next, Shams et al. In the year 2020, he described that the customer's compliant handling is positively influencing the customer satisfaction, which leads to bank credibility. Next, Datsun and Gerler in the year 2016, they have given that perceived usefulness and the perceived ease of use have no effect on the adoption of the mobile payment system. So considering all these factors, I come up with 6 dimensions to assess the perceived quality. And I have taken convenience, reliability, assurance and security, website aesthetics, responsiveness, easy to use, and the perceived usefulness to assess the perceived quality. So this is my conceptual framework, and my hypothesis is like the first hypothesis is like there is a significant impact of the perceived quality in using fintech on the customer satisfaction. To elaborate this, I have like considering the Barboy et al. In the year 2021, in his article, the outcome of the satisfaction, there is a customer satisfaction reflected on increasing customers' trust with the financial institutions and also increasing the customer commitment, customers' intention to use, and positive word of mouth. So in spite of numerous outcomes expected out of customer satisfaction, my study intended to validate the outcome with respect to intention to use fintech. So based on this, I have framed the second hypothesis is like there is a significant impact of customer satisfaction on the intention to use the fintech for their financial transactions. Next, coming to the research methodology part, I have used descriptive type of research in my study, in which factors such as convenience, reliability, assurance and security, website aesthetic, easy to use, responsiveness and the perceived usefulness are used to identify the customer's perception about using fintech, especially in the Coimbatore district. So like as per the Coimbatore district census record in the year, that is in the year 2011, the population of the district is nearly 34,58,045, comprising of people from both urban and the rural areas. The current population size is to be finalized at, and hence the scientific way of sample selection is adapted, and a population size for the study is known. And I have taken a sample size of 400 approximately, as the respondents is selected randomly and collected, and I have collected their details using a structured questionnaire method comprising the variables from the identified factors to assess the customer's perception and satisfaction about using the fintech. The collected data are analyzed using the SPSS. I have used the 19th version, and the statistical tools such as factor analysis, KMO, the measuring of sampling adequacy, and Barrett's test of sphericity I had used for the analysis part. And the major findings are like I have collected the 400 responses, as I told, like I have taken a sample size of 400 approximately, especially in the Coimbatore district. And from the demographic profile of the respondents, I have concluded that like I have collected nearly data from 65.8% from the respondents or the male, and the dominant category of the age group is between 25 to 35 years, and 212 respondents out of 400 are married and they're having kids at home, and majority of the respondents are living in the urban areas, and 258 respondents out of 400 are living in the urban areas. And the dominant category of the respondents, educational qualification, are having the undergraduation, nearly 45.5% of the respondents, and nearly 124 respondents are working in a private firm in and around Coimbatore district. Next, coming to the reliability measures, a total of 7 factors like convenience, reliability, assurance, security, website aesthetic, responsiveness, easy to use, and perceived usefulness are used in the study to measure the customer's perception about using fintech and the satisfaction level. And I have used Cronbach's alpha test on the constructed variables to check its internal consistency and its outcome. And I have concluded like the internal consistency of the questionnaire are used, and the data value are higher than the standard level of 0.7. And also I have used the factor analysis, for the factor analysis I have used the Cronbach's alpha test, which confirms the reliability and internal consistency of the questionnaires are used in the study. And the factor analysis is used to find out the important factor or the variables from the customer's viewpoint with respect to using the fintech. And a total of 56 variables covering 7 factors are used, and the outcome of the factor analysis is I've given in that paper. And it has been observed that all the variables used in my study are having a sufficient factor loading of higher than the standard level of 0.7, except a variable from the convenience. And variable that is the fintech guides me in resolving the basic problem having the factor loading nearly 0.348, which is not a standard variable to measure the customer perception and the satisfaction. And the variables from the 2 factors the perceived usefulness and the ease of use are having higher variance explained, 84.24 and 74.24% respectively. And similarly, the higher eigenvalues are found in the 2 factors, namely that is ease of use, and for ease of use the eigenvalue was 2.933, and for assurance and security the eigenvalue was 2.730. And I have used a path diagram to represent my model. And my study is designed with 3 variables, namely the independent variable, mediating variable, and the outcome variable. And the dimensions the convenience, reliability, assurance, and the security, website aesthetic responsiveness, easy to use, and perceived usefulness are representing the perceived quality, which is considered as independent variable of my study. And the customer satisfaction in using the fintech is considered as mediating variable, while the customer's intention to use the fintech for their financial need is considered as the outcome variable. And this was mentioned in the picture which is given at the right side of my slide. And before applying the structural equation model, it is important to examine the content and the convergent validity in each construct developed for my study. And the respondents' rating with respect to their perception is using fintech have been included for confirmatory factor analysis, that is CFA, with the intention to verify the content and convergent validity. And I have used the chi-square and RMSEA and the significant at 5% level of significance, which is less than the standard level of 0.05, and I have confirmed that the validity of the estimated path model by structural equation model. And the outcome and the path coefficients are presented here in this picture. And overall customer satisfaction is statistically significant to confirm its outcome as the intention to use the fintech for the need of the customers. I hence conclude that the proposed model is statistically significant and validated to use for measuring the customer satisfaction and its outcome as the intention to use fintech for the customer need. And my scope for the future study research is the present study is confined with aim to assess the outcome as the intention to use a fintech for the customer need, and the outcome can be extended to check the customer loyalty in staying with the same brand with respect to using fintech. In addition to that, the customer's demographic profile can be considered as one of the mediating variable in understanding their satisfaction level and intention to stay with the same brand. And the outcome may be evaluated with or without the effect of the mediating variable. And finally, I conclude that the recommendations to the bank located in the Coimbatore district to think of the proposed factors and its variables to ensure their customer satisfaction and their intention to use the fintech. So among all the factors, customers' perceived usefulness, ease of use, or having highest level of influence with respect to the customer satisfaction and its intention to use the fintech. Though financial technology is unavoidable, it is mandatory for the banks to ensure their customer awareness level and satisfaction in using fintech. These are all the articles which I have referred for my study. I would like to thank everyone for my patient listening, and I would like to record my sincere thanks to IMCCRT for accepting my paper. Thank you all.